Hello, how are you guys doing today? This is Brayton, and today's video is going to be over my routines, my hair and skin routine here. Just because I feel like I've never really covered it here before, and I feel like something I'd like to share, and I'd like to hear some feedback, your routines, some of your products that you use for your hair and or skin, and just recommendations in general. So, anyways, we'll just kind of get started right into how I start my day with this stuff. So first, I'm gonna go over washing process and what I do, with the products, how much I wash my hair a week and or what I do. So, anyways, I actually wash my hair. Well, I get it wet every single day. I don't use product like shampoo, conditioner every single day, but I get it wet every single day. So usually I get it soaked, and I use a wide tooth comb and or pick, and I just go through my hair when it's wet. This kind of helps a lot when it comes to just kind of keeping it less frizzy. Because in general, if I don't wash my hair and I just go out the next day, it just doesn't look as cosmetically appealing. It doesn't look as good in my opinion. Of course, it really depends here, and of course it is going to be more oily, which I think is good for the hair when it comes to health and just longevity of the hair. So obviously it's personal opinion here. If you guys want to give your recommendations for different curly hair types and how much you should wash your hair, I would love to hear it. But just in my opinion, I think my hair looks the best when I actually wet it every single day. And when I use the pick and or wide tooth comb, I let it air dry then, and it keeps the frizz down a lot and the curls a little bit more tighter, less frizzy. But of course, when I air dry, if I go out in the wind, it's game over. It's gonna get so frizzy, and or it will straighten out curls sometimes. It's really a gamble here when it comes to air drying, of course, and it takes some time to dry and actually take shape and be more fluffy and or etc. So yeah, that's kind of my thing that I do. But anyways, for products and or shampoo, conditioner, I use ketoconazole shampoo, which is an anti-androgen or mild anti-androgen that helps with male pattern baldness. Of course, I'm genetically prone to it, so we'll get into that later in the video. But I use ketoconazole shampoo typically around 2 to 3 times a week. It just really kind of depends here. Usually find yourself a high quality ketoconazole shampoo, because ketoconazole itself actually will dry out your hair a lot. So finding a high quality one is important when it comes to just maintaining a better look on your hair, so you don't get really bad dandruff. And don't use it a lot, because you can get pretty bad dandruff if so. So I typically use it, put it in my hair for 3 to 5 minutes, massage it into your scalp and or etc. And then either a wide tooth comb and yada yada. So anyways, and then into conditioner, I use usually about once a week, maybe twice a week, depends how oily or dry my hair is. In general, and if I go swimming, etc., if I sweat a lot, through exercise, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's typically my go-to conditioner. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I think it can be good in some scenarios here. And of course, I will take recommendations for shampoo and or conditioner down below for different hair types or curl types and etc. I'd love to hear. Also, I like to add that I use a sea salt shampoo typically when my hair has a lot of sebum buildup, grease, greasiness, sweat, etc. Just because it helps cleanse my scalp a little bit more when it comes to all that nasty stuff when it comes to sebum and oil production. Just because, and I'll get into this in the video as well, my diet when it comes to how much oil I produce through my skin, skin glands and sebaceous glands, etc. Why I use a sea salt shampoo. I'll kind of get into a little bit more on that later in the video. But yes, I use a sea salt shampoo rarely, but I'll use it usually about once a week to cleanse my scalp, and I'll also use a pick or a wide tooth comb as well when I use this shampoo. Now for products, I actually don't use products almost ever. Now I sometimes, if I want more of a tighter curl appeal, usually on like my sides if I want it to be like weighed down. I use castor oil, and usually with a pick and or white tooth comb. And it kind of gives a more like a tangly, tight feel, kind of on my like kind of curls. But of course, this is pretty oily, and sometimes it can cause like outbreaks when it comes to like my skin, especially like on my face. But I rarely will do so. Typically, I don't use any products, like any type of like styling foam and or creams or anything. Honestly, I would love some recommendations and or anything like that, just because like I've tried them before, but it's just like a lot of them just weigh my like curls down. It just doesn't look as good in my like curl types I've seen. I mean, like the back of my head is like more wavy. I just have all over curl patterns all over my head. So of course recommendations is appreciated. But yeah, typically I don't use any products in general. So that's something I wanted to throw in there as well. It just goes kind of natural I guess look, I guess. But anyways, I do use minoxidil though. I guess that technically counts there. 5% topical minoxidil, usually at night. I apply, with a little, dropper, and I will microneedle around once to twice every 2 weeks. Sometimes I'll do 3 weeks. It really just kind of depends. There at 1.5 millimeters with the microneedling machine, not the derma pen. I'm not a fan, or not pen, the roller. The pens are good because it goes like in and out, while the rollers kind of like do the rolling motion into your scalp, which I personally like. The micro tearing I don't believe is longevity prone or like good. So while I think the microneedling pen and or a machine like that just goes in and out comparatively to the rolling from the derma roller is more better for long term. So yeah, that's kind of like for hair growth minoxidil 5%. I typically will use on certain parts of my scalp as well. I guess we can go into another tangent of hair growth and or hair loss would be I use dutasteride. I won't disclose the dose right now, but most people use finasteride. While I am pretty prone to male pattern baldness, I use dutasteride for just because like I am more genetically prone to it than others. So that's my 5-alpha reductase inhibitor for male pattern baldness. So now onto skin here. So I am genetically prone to acne. I do get breakouts, especially if I have like fast food and or like my diet is pretty bad. I do get breakouts on my face, all on my body as well, upper back, chest, etc. And or if I have like oiliness, like if I put on like a type of sun tanning lotion or something, oil, I will get like breakouts on my chest, etc. Like I am prone to acne. And of course like your diet plays a big role into this as well. But for like products I use, like when I wash my face, I actually use sulfur soap. Yeah, some people may not be a fan of that, but I use sulfur soap just because it dries out my skin a lot, and it works very well for getting rid of pimples, but I always have to moisturize like every time. So yes, if you're gonna use sulfur soap, like me, always moisturize because your skin will be very dry. Yeah, so typically I use sulfur soap, not daily, but I use it like when my skin is pretty oily and or I've had like a bad diet recently, and then I moisturize the areas that I've used the sulfur soap on. So yep, and then I also add sunscreen 50 SPF with azelaic acid as well. So typically I use it on my face because some people get the sunscreen breakouts. I do personally, and then I use the azelaic acid to kind of help as well. I personally like azelaic acid. It works pretty well for me anecdotally. So yeah, as well as I use tretinoin once to twice weekly, typically on my face and or body sometimes as well. So that's important to have sunscreen with that as too, just because your skin becomes more prone to UV exposure and burns when you use tretinoin. But yeah, that's what I wanted to kind of add there. I don't use a lot of, really skincare products in general when it comes to like my face and or like, body for acne. A lot of like the skincare, just stuff, cosmetic stuff is more of a cosmetic look appearance, having that glowing skin, maybe with like, your retinoids you can put on your skin, your vitamin C cream or whatever. It can work for like a cosmetic appearance, but like just like for actually keeping your skin like longevity prone, like the collagen buildup, elasticity, it's like not that evidence-based in my opinion. I just think it's a lot of, cosmetic hype, and it's not really, like that good long term when it comes to skin health actually. So, but that is my opinion here. So if you disagree, feel free. You can comment your opinions in the or comment down below. What I really like to get in here is the diet part here. What you intake, like for example, how much oily food you eat, your antioxidant intake, your gut health, etc. Now, I make sure I prioritize that first a lot more when it comes to actual, like, topicals you put on your skin and etc. Just because antioxidants are going to help with the oxidative stress you get from either working out, all the bad things you intake in your body. Antioxidants are going to help a lot with your skin appearance as well if you have a lot of antioxidants in your diet. Like I take NAC 600 to 1200 milligrams just because of the collagen buildup and its powerful glutathione production it has, or it's downstream production that it has. So yeah, I do that, things with like selenium, some other antioxidants. Well, I won't like dive into every single antioxidant supplement I take, but I take a good amount just because, obviously if you work out, you're putting a lot of oxidative stress on your body, especially if you work out hard. And, some other things as well if you're exposed to in your, environment too. So I'm a firm believer in, having high antioxidants in your diet will really affect your skin positively, especially if, I have a lot of dairy I consume. So, yes, sorry. Dairy, obviously, is not good for your skin, and it's not the best for your skin, but it's, like, the easiest and cheapest way for me to get, like, my protein intake in and getting calories. I have to get sufficient calories in, and it's kind of a cheap trick I use, and I just eat a lot of cheese, yogurt, milk, and obviously, okay, if you didn't know, I'm allergic to a lot of foods, like chicken, poultry, I am allergic to that severely, as well as some like other meats as well, like seafood, like highly allergic to it. So obviously milk is like the cheapest and kind of like lowest fat comparatively to like beef. And lean beef is, obviously I eat a lot of lean beef, but it gets tiring over time, and pork. And, milk is so diverse. I can, like, make a lot of whey protein shakes and etc. And it's easy for me to gull it or get down because I get full so quickly and I get nauseous from eating too much meat. So obviously, like, dairy is just kind of my cop-out here. And that can definitely affect my, acne and skin quality in general. So, typically what I do, I eat a lot of, antioxidant-rich foods and or supplements, just kind of like balance it out in general. And that's why I use sulfur soap because, I get a lot of breakouts because of the amount of dairy and cheese and all the good stuff I eat. So yeah, that one's I like to play into as well. So I just wanted to go off into that tangent there. Well, as gut health. So gut health is very important when it comes to your just skin quality in general. If you have bad gut health, your skin will obviously replicate it. And I believe having a good high quality probiotic and different strains, make sure you get certain strains in that are, skin health positive, and making sure you get enough like fiber, prebiotic, and etc. And this will really kind of help out with your skin. I've noticed a big change whenever I changed, taking a high quality probiotic / prebiotic. That my skin has, brightened up a lot more. Acne is a lot less. I don't get breakouts like on my jawline anymore, and our skin in general. Like really making sure your gut health is a top priority is very important when it comes to, acne, skin health in general. And obviously, like, dairy, me eating dairy is not like a prime like example of this, but that's just my guilty pleasure here. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to get into as well when it comes to, good old skincare here. But yeah, in general, that's kind of like my tangent here of my regiment. I think I covered pretty much everything here. I might kind of get into, like my minoxidil stuff in a different video, etc. Just because those are like more for, male pattern baldness. So I have plenty of videos I go over as well of those stuff. So anyways, that was just kind of my regiment here. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to leave a like and your opinions down below on, what you use, how you feel of my kind of like regiment here and, or, my spiels about all this stuff. feel free. Yeah, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.